bottom line. Flow, Canteen, Hot Take, Jake, and
mixed bag real quick. I had some topics I wanted to throw around to the group and see what we were thinking. So first of all, let's start in the WNBA, where the New York Liberty clinched the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and the Minnesota Lynx got the number 2 seed as well. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are checking in at the number 6 seed. So, do y'all gentlemen have any thoughts on the WNBA season as a whole? Obviously, we saw that awesome Rookie of the Year race between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and shout out to both for setting multiple rookie records.
Yep.
Angel Reese set the double-doubles and rebounds, and Caitlin Clark set assists and triple-doubles. So, just 2 amazing players.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, Jake, go ahead. Yeah.
Do you think this is Magic versus Larry of the 2020s?
For a women's equivalent, even though it's a long time later, I completely agree with that assessment. It is the white and black dichotomy, right?
Right.
And it's in a time where we're divided as a nation, such along those racial lines most of the time. Having those two, and that's exactly what happened with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. If you remember, the playoffs for the NBA were time delayed. They weren't even on live before Magic and Bird came in. And then once Magic and Bird came in, had their awesome rivalry, brought a lot of eye. Similar situation here with Clark and Reese. Yes, I do agree.
With Caitlin doing what she's doing, are you starting to feel me now, Omar? Is she becoming sooner and sooner, closer and closer to the? I mean, come on, Omar.
I was wondering how long it was going to take you to bring up that question, and you're right. I did not necessarily doubt Caitlin Clark. I thought she would be a good player, but I did say before the season that she would not be a superstar. She has proved me wrong. She is a superstar.
Okay, that's all I was going to ask. Now, who's the greatest right now? Right now in the game.
I mean, she's not the greatest. We're greatest
right
now.
Who's the greatest right now in the game?
Like
right now, the best player in the world.
Hey, Angel Wilson, the girl from Vegas. She's the one.
That's what I'm about to say.
She's had a phenomenal season.
How close are we from Caitlin taking that torch?
No, that's a good question. I mean, Angel Wilson is going to get her, I believe, second MVP because she lost it to Breanna Stewart last year in a controversial race. So she's going to win this year. I can't foresee any. She's in a Jokic like phase right now where she's just the best player on the planet and winning a bunch of titles and accolades.
Does anybody know her age?
Who's that?
Hold on.
So Angel Wilson, she's 28, man. So let me hear her numbers real quick.
Her prime. Yeah,
she's 28, man. She played at South Carolina with Dawn Staley, man. This year she's at least 26.9 points a game, 11 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 1.8 steals. So she's had a phenomenal year, man. And like I said, she's young. She has I think she has longevity. She's talented. She's great at what she does. I think I see nothing else but greatness from her, man.
Well, my question is, and I don't know this answer, that's why I want to ask Omar right now. The prime of an NBA career is usually what? Regular between 27 to about 34. They're the best in the world. How long does a woman's prime last? That's what my question to you is, Omar. How long can Wilson's, prime last, and how long has it since it started, in your opinion?
It started a few years ago now, 3 or 4 years. And to be honest, Jake, as much as I have been known to know a little bit about the female persuasion, I will not say that I know anything about their maturity levels and peaking times.
And I want to know their prime. How long
they do peak earlier than us in our youth. They hit puberty first, so maybe they get their peak first too. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's pretty much about the same. 25, 27 to 32, 33. NFL's a little lower, obviously, because they're getting hit. It's a sport with contact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baseball, you can extend it a little bit because they play a little longer in baseball.
A little bit longevity, yeah.
NFL is usually 24 to 29. We get that. All right. Those were my questions. I was wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Canteen, what else you got on there? Anything else on the WNBA?
Nah, man. I mean, like I said, I wanted to hit Caitlin Clark, man. I mean, at her age, 22, man, she's done really, really well. She scored at least 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, at least 2 steals a game, man. I mean, she's done really well to be Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, there's a lot of WNBA stuff left over, as Omar pointed out. We'll see what the finals and things look like in that formality. But, yeah, we're good.
I think we were cut short of the Rookie of the Year just because of Angel Reese.
Angel Reese's injury.
But boy, did I
Absolutely
wish I
right.
would have. And I think Caitlin would have won, but I just wanted to see it go head to head all over throughout the end of the season.
Yeah.
See what would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we are bereft of any talent that gets injured, especially such a special talent like Angel Reese. And you'll never hear me say a bad word about my fellow Terrapin. Shout out University of Maryland, where we both attended. I love that girl, but I will say that yeah, we obviously missed out on the end of her season. But I do want to go back to what you said in the middle of your point. I think Caitlin Clark already had that all sewn up by the time that injury happened, anyways. So.
All right.
But it was a very close, awesome race all season long. I do want to update everybody. A little mixed bag action to something that I mentioned a few months ago back when we ended the Olympics. But if y'all remember, Jordan Chiles, U.S. Gymnastics, if you remember, she had a dispute with the bronze medal and some of the other gymnastics that they said they had a tie, if you remember, and then they had a dispute where Jordan Chiles and the U.S. appealed. They actually got the bronze medal that was later taken away and held up in limbo because the International Gymnastics Federation didn't want to make a decision and passed it back to the Olympics, who also just took hands off. So finally, Jordan Chiles and the U.S. team, it might just be her. I'm not sure. Don't take me on the U.S. team. But her attorneys have filed a formal appeal with the Swiss Federal Tribunal, which is Switzerland's Supreme Court, to overturn that ruling and give her back the bronze from the individual floor exercise at the Olympics. Y'all got anything on that?
I'm good.
No, that's pretty good, man. I didn't even know that was going on.
Man.
You really kind of kept us through the loop on the whole time on that news. So, shout out to you.
That's good, man.
Yeah, definitely wanted to keep y'all updated. Obviously, that's important to us as all Americans. You know, we want to have as many medals as possible and prove that we are on another level, I guess. Not that it really matters because we proved that anyways. Although we tied in gold with China, which still obsessed me, but that's okay. Anyways, let's move on. NHL action real quick. The Penguins re-signed their captain and one of the greatest players of all time, Sidney Crosby, to a new 2-year contract at $8.7 million per year. Obviously, he's getting older in his age. He is now 37. Obviously, hockey, like football, it's a contact sport. You don't usually most people don't even get to their 40s like Alex Ovechkin or Sidney Crosby. So to see that he came and signed this deal, which obviously is going to lower his cap, allow them to sign other people because obviously he's not the contributor that he was at one point. Any thoughts on that, them signing Sidney Crosby?
Do you think that they got a chance to, with the signing, they have a chance at the championship this year? Or are you thinking that, was it Vegas that won it last year? I want to say was it Vegas that won it?
No. It was who was that? Dallas or
my year before?
I'll look it up. I forget. Yeah, Vegas was the year before. I forget who won this last one. But I'll look it up. Anyways,
Florida Panthers.
Florida, thank you. Yes, Florida, thank you.
So with that, did the Florida Panthers still have the best chance, or did the Penguins edge up with that? I don't follow NHL as much, but do you think with that signing they got, I guess, to re-up their chances? Is it a Tom Brady signing to where you kept your best player to get a championship?
No,
or no?
At this point, it's a legacy signing. They suck as a team. Yeah, they're like bottom of the barrel. And so they're just keeping him as a legend in the franchise sort of thing that you would do. So.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
all right.
And then one more piece of action. The MLB Player Union is suing DraftKings and FanDuel over the use of player images, so players' likeness, basically the NIL. What do y'all think about that news?
Wow, that's going to open up some things. That's
Floodgates.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be huge, man.
I'm already ahead of the curve on this. This is with college football, that eventually I'm worried that even college players could get swayed, maybe getting paid a certain way to throw something in these sort of time. There's a lot of betting, and I get it. It's made the sports better because of the betting. Now people are watching games because they're looking at the yards and all that and what's going on. I think that's a ripple effect, Omar. that's the first ripple effect of this can get bigger than what it is. It takes one bad bet or one bad, something behind closed doors. We know the NBA issue that happened in 03. Was it 03? Who was it with, what's that? Oh, that ref's name.
Tim Donaghy.
Tim Donaghy. Yep. We're right there. And I'm just saying they better control it before it gets too big, is all I'm saying. And this is with all sports. It's with MLB, college, NFL, NBA. You got to be careful. You got to make sure your sport's legit, or it can ruin your sport like that.
Right.
Yeah, Cam, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, like I said, man, as I said earlier, the floodgates are opening, man. I mean, a lot of different probabilities, a lot of different things could happen with this whole entire ordeal, man. That's what I think, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with both of you. I think if you start, and again, I'm all for everybody getting paid. We live in a
making money. Yeah, everybody's making money, and it's an even playing field. But the big but.
But once people start making money and people get their hands in the pot, and we got betting mixed with NIL mixed with professionalism and all this stuff intertwined like a spider's web.
That starts all the issues, my brother.
That can get bad. Absolutely.
Go south quick.
Word. Well, before we move to football, I forgot to have one more story. Shout out to the women, the U.S. women in golf. They won the Solheim Cup in Virginia this past weekend, which is akin to the males Ryder Cup, where the U.S. plays Europe. The U.S. women won this week.
Bottom line,
to them.
Flow, Canteen, Hot Take, Jake, and O.